And we'll get going. Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. We are going to share tonight. A few of us are going to share our top takeaways from Summit. As you all know, that we just got back, and if you're like me, you're still tired. Oh my goodness, it was just so crazy and amazing, and up late and up early, and then I got home, and my little guy has had the flu, so we've been up to the night with him. So I'm just like tired, but it truly was amazing, and I feel like I have this renewed focus, this renewed, I don't know, sense of energy and passion and direction. So that's just that in itself. I've been coaching for 2 years exactly. So to go there, to go on this weekend, to pack up and head there and go on this weekend and get to come home and just feel honestly completely different. I feel fresh and renewed, and everything feels bigger and more exciting. So I think that would be my biggest one, is just experiencing that freshness from it. But I'm going to share, and Sam, Amber, and Sunday, and anybody else that went, you're welcome to share. But I know I've asked a few of you to share because I can't wait to hear your top takeaways. I'm just going to switch the screen a little bit. My biggest takeaway, if you ask me, was when I heard the girls talk about the power of your story, because we all have a story. It's what makes us who we are. And there are, I don't know what it is now, about 330,000 coaches. There's probably more now in the network. And we all use Shakeology. We all are doing size right now. We're all working out. We're all doing the same exact things, but it's your story that is going to get those people to message you over me, or anybody over anybody else. It's your story. It's who you are. It's what makes you relatable. It's what makes people really honestly think about their stories. It's what makes us feel connected. It is the reason why somebody is truly going to reach out to you. So the power of your story. And they said the worst story ever told is the one that isn't told. So I know I was really convicted in that. I've told parts of my story. I haven't even told it all, and that's okay. We all have big stories. I'm 35 years old. There's a lot that can happen. So there's a lot that plays into that story of me, just like there is you. So you don't want to just go all out and write this big, crazy post and tell it all. You want to breadcrumb your story. So breadcrumb who you are, parts of your childhood, parts of, so for example, for me, definitely my childhood, and then having my son literally turn my world upside down. And that's a story in itself. I went through secondary infertility for 3.5 years to try to have my daughter. That's a story. There's so many people that are experiencing secondary infertility, and not a lot of people talk about it. And it's just as painful as infertility itself. So that's part of my story. So all these things just make me up to be who I am. So you want to breadcrumb your story and really show who you are. I love what they said when you sit down. So say you sit down and you turn Facebook on for the day, you're opening up your storefront. You're turning your business on. You know, we are marketers. Newsflash, if you don't already know that, we are network marketers. And ultimately, we're marketers of our story. You're marketing your story every single day. You're putting it out there every single day to attract people to you and to your business. So I have a few different pictures I took, and everything that I talk about, me personally, I'm just going to put the slides in the team page when we're done, because really, we had 4 days of like overload, if you can imagine. So, but I took pictures of every single slide in the talk that they did about your story. So they said, why tell your story? It shows your vulnerability, your real self. It makes you real. It makes you relatable. It builds your self-confidence. So if you have some things in your life and in your story that you're holding on to that you're not sharing, it can make you insecure. It can make you hold on to things. It can make you fearful. So sharing your story really just builds that confidence in yourself. You know, Megan E. Walton shared how she had an eating disorder, and that could be something very extremely hard to share. But as she started sharing that, people started coming out and saying, I experienced that myself. So it builds your confidence in yourself and in your business. And another huge reason to share your story is that it grows your business. I can be honest and say, when I really started putting things out there about my life and my person, things just naturally started picking up. More people started coming out and messaging me. So they talked about what is your beach body story and how to really get that out there. So there's different story starters that you can go with. You can start with your financial. Even if you're a brand new coach making $25 a week, well, what did that $25 do? Did it put gas in the car that it couldn't do before? That's okay, share it. You don't have to share dollar amounts, but you can share how it added to your family budget. It put gas in the car that week. So your financial, your physical, and your emotional. So those are parts of your beach body story to draw people in. Questions that you want to ask yourself when you're trying to tell your story. And here's the deal. A lot of people don't tell their story because they don't even know how. So that's what they did. They gave really great tips on how to tell it, how to get it out there, questions to ask yourself. So some questions to ask yourself is, have you ever struggled with self-confidence? If so, share about it, write about it. That's part of your story. And I've seen some of your stories about that. Have you ever had a physical transformation, lost 100 pounds, lost 30 pounds, gained weight because that's what you needed to do? Share it. Have you ever struggled with debt, living paycheck to paycheck? I know probably most of us have. That's huge to share those things. And I love this. Trials become triumphs. Turn your struggles into your story. Your adversity into your advantage, and your mess into your message. All of these things which make us who we are. Let me see here. When you're telling your story, ask yourself, can this inspire? Will this make a difference? And am I being real? And really think about it. I myself have written something and gone back and either deleted, edited. It sounded too salesy. It sounded like I was maybe looking for a challenge pack. Really go back and reread. What are you sounding real? Are you sounding genuine, authentic? What do you do? What? And this was so huge for me. It says, what do you do with your story? You tell it, you practice telling it. If you have a hard time putting it out there, if it's like hard and it's big stuff, then make a little video. Have your husband look at it. Have your friends, have your coaches, your sponsor coach. Make a little video and send it over. So you tell it, and then you tell it again, and then you tell it again. You keep practice telling your story. Share it on a team call with us. We love you. You're accepted here. Your story's welcome here. You're welcome here. So get it off your chest here with us. So let's see. The art of storytelling. Reveal it in chapters. So start with a simple script about when it happened, what it was, how it happened. Get comfortable with one aspect of your story and share that one. Funny enough, one of my posts from I think January popped back up in the newsfeed tonight. Right before the call, somebody commented on something that I shared about with my son. So it was just so, I'm protective of my son. I'm protective of that part of my story because he's my son. I'm his mama, and that's how it's going to be. And I'm only going to put so much of him and his story out there. But I wrote something and it popped right back up in the newsfeed tonight. I was just like, wow, thank you for commenting on that, because it brought it back up. And it just gave me tears, honestly, to read the comments, because there's over 100 and they're all so sweet. And it just shows you that you don't have to be afraid of your story. You don't have to be afraid of your community, however big it gets. So develop several short stories to share with different audiences and have a clear beginning, ending, and a segue back to your topic or point. And okay, so here are a few tips. I'm just going to give you these tips, and then I'm going to pass it over. We only have so much time. And so then I'm going to give you these few tips on the art of storytelling, and I'll pass it over to one of the girls. So don't strive to be perfect. Perfect can be boring and robotic, and perfect characters are alienating. So people aren't going to reach out to that. Be real, be authentic. Do not strive to be that perfect, writing out that perfect way. And whoever said it on one of our calls, done is better than perfect. So again, I've written out and not sure. And I've heard also, if you have a lump in your throat, if you've written something out and you just feel honestly scared to put it out there, you just hit send, just hit enter, go, get it out there. It's okay to share about success. Just don't omit the part that helped to get you there. Get comfortable sharing your story often, but not the same story too often. So be thinking about the different parts to your story. Less is more. Simplicity is key. Be transparent. Share how you are learning from it, and tie the story back to how Beachbody played a part. So for me, I did a challenge group 2 years ago just to lose that last 10 pounds on this mommy body. And here I am 2 years later, leading this business, earning more than I could have imagined, being surrounded by you guys, some of the most amazing people. Tie it all back together and just breadcrumb your story. So, and just a little note, me, Sam, Ashley, and Jared were the four of us at last year's summit. And that was amazing in itself. So this year, to have 15 of us there together, I was just telling Jared today, it was my favorite Beachbody trip ever, to get to go and learn and come back together. And no, you don't get a lot of time. You're not hanging out the entire time, but you are coming together with these familiar faces who you do life and work together and that you love. And so to get together in that environment, and this, I mean, it's exciting. It's thrilling, trust me, but to come back together and have these little moments of looking in each other's faces, like, we're here, we're doing this. It was just amazing. So, I mean, many tears were shed on my end. I'm sure some of it was exhaustion, but the other part was just how grateful I am and how I was to be there with you guys. So that was my biggest takeaway: sharing your story, being real with it, getting it out there, not being afraid of it. So whatever it is, if it scares the shit out of you, I say go for it. Get it out there. I've got those parts too, and I swear I get scared just like anybody else, but I put them out there. And every single time I do, I can't even tell you the amount of messages and comments, and I'm not talking nothing about coaching or Beachbody when I'm sharing my story, but that's what it ends up coming to. They end up wanting to join our team and be a part of our community because of that story. So that's my biggest takeaway for me personally, and that I wanted to pass on to you guys. So I'll let one of the other girls pick it up from here.
Because the story one was kind of like my biggest aha moment too, is like, I felt like when I left there, I was like, all right, I have to go home and I have to write out my entire life and every single thing that's happened. I have to figure out what my little breadcrumbing points are going to be. Cause I'm like Jen, like, I share bits and pieces, but I can't just vomit all over everybody. I can't put it all in one post. So I really need to have those defining moments written down so that, like, when I'm ready to tell something personal, I can go there and be like, all right, I can tie this back to my pay, or I can tie this back to, my health or whatever. So that was a really, really good thing. And there was a couple little things I wrote down from that, when we listened to the thing about your stories. They said that repetition is the mother of all skills. And so don't feel like you're saying the same thing over and over again, because you never know if the way that you say it or if that person even heard it the first time. So don't be afraid to put it out there several times in different ways. And they said, and this really was like, wow. When you share your story, that's where you're going to find your lifers. And by lifers, they mean coaches that are going to be with you for life. They are going to be so connected to you, and they're going to be so like your people that they're never going to leave. And that's where you're going to find those people, is by really sharing who you are and where you've come from. Not about, putting out, that you just have a sale on a challenge pack. That's not where those people come from. So that was really big for me. And then the other one that we listened to that was a really big takeaway for me is, and I forget who it was, but it was in the Success Club thing that we went to. And she said, "Are you winning the day?" And I was like, wow, that's like a really awesome way to think about it. Like at some point during the day, you need to take a step back and say, am I winning the day? Am I doing the vitals? Do I have a power hour? Am I being the best coach that I can be? Am I being the coach that I would want to sign up with? And that was really big for me because I realized at Summit, I had this like aha moment. It wasn't anything that anybody said. It just came to me that my biggest downfall is organization. I like live like this scatterbrained life. That's kind of like my personality. I kind of like jump here and there, and I never like organize anything. Like I might wait until the night that my challenge group opens and then like scramble through all my customers and try to figure out who all I missed or whatever, because I'm just very disorganized. That's my downfall. So I realized that, and when she said that, I was like, I have to do that every day. I have to like stop at some point and be like, wait a minute, no matter what's going on, am I winning this day? Am I being the best coach that I can be? And I think that that's going to be like a really big game changer for me, because if I'm not winning the day and if I'm not being the best coach I can be, I still have a chance to do that, as long as you're asking yourself that every day. So that was really big for me too. Next.
I'll go next. It's good because I typed all mine out. So as you guys go, I'm like, okay, crossing that one off. Don't talk about that. I kind of mixed two of them together. One of the things, I think it was in the recipe thing that Melanie Mitro did, they said success is nothing more than discipline. And you have to possess 5 qualities: consistency, confidence, belief, drive, and a no excuses attitude. And they basically said that everyone was meant to shine. It's not limited to certain people. If you give it all you have, it doesn't matter who you are or where you are right now. You could be a completely different person in a completely different place 1 year from now. And that's what's so amazing about this business is, Melanie Mitro, Lindsay Matway, they are no different than you. Like they have nothing that you don't have. And something else that they said, which it just stuck with me, is set 5 daily goals. And then those are what you're going to do no matter what to achieve your goal. But you can always up them a little bit. So they gave the example of, imagine like a huge tree, like out, just hanging out in your front yard. And you can go out there and you're going to hit it every day, 5 times, 5 invites. And eventually it's going to fall down. But the more you put into it, the quicker it's going to come down. So if you have these big, scary goals, go all in now and give it everything you have. And hi, sweet girl. And you will achieve it. It's what you get out of it. I know we're probably running out of time. But the last one I'll talk about was, if you want to run fast, you will run alone. If you want to run far, you must run together. And I think that's just so important because we are a team. You might hit diamond, star diamond, but if you aren't bringing your team with you and you're not, cherishing them and valuing them and teaching them everything you're going to end up at the top alone. And what good is that? So I'll pass it on to Sunday.
Okay. So for me, I really got to learn about Shakeology. Surprisingly, one of the workshops was about Shakeology. And this is what they said about Shakeology. They said, if Shakeology is the missing link to health, then you are the missing link to getting it out there. And I agree with that. The missing link, they said, I forget who it was. She said the missing link is Shakeology. We drink it, we're replacing 1 to 2 meals a day, at least with it. And I love that. We say things about Shakeology, those things that we see each other saying, over 70 superfoods, dense nutrition. And I came away with some new verbiage that I could use. And I was excited about that. Sometimes when I see myself posting the same thing and I don't feel creative, because I'm not a very creative person, it was encouraging me to go, oh, okay. So these are the things they said about Shakeology. Fights junk food cravings. It's helps with impulsive snacking. And I just love that word Because as I talk to my challenger, that is one thing that they really struggle with. It's that impulsive snacking. It's like, why did I just do that? Why did I just do that? Making better food choices. It promotes healthy energy. I love that. These are just things that for me, I was like, I've never said that about it. It helps a healthy immune system. It promotes healthy weight loss. I think people are looking for that word healthy. When they think about energy, they think, is it going to make me feel weird? No, it's a healthy energy, healthy immune system, and healthy weight loss. And I think that people are going to attach themselves to that and want to have more of that in their life. They talked about familiarizing yourself with the ingredients. On our website, there's a Shakeology video that you can look at and familiar yourself with what the ingredients are. There's a Shakeology Facebook page, because like they said, Shakeology is, and I agree with this, is the missing link to health, and that you and I are the missing link to getting it out there. Okay, people are going to work out regardless, but what is this Shakeology and what exactly can it do, and how necessary is it? Because that's where a lot of that residual income is going to come from, is having those customers on Home Direct. And now we have this performance line that we're going to be talking about with others, and that's another opportunity for residual income. But I really like that about the Shakeology. In shifting towards our business, I loved what was said about release the expectation that your business will happen naturally. And if we're repeating things, it just is what I love so much. Release the expectation that your business will happen naturally and create your own opportunities. I just love that. I love this also. It's not about the title. It's about your level of service. Doing what I say I'm going to do. Going from me to we. And I just love that in regards to my challengers, my coaches, just knowing that we're in a relationship. I heard someone say one time, this is not a one-night stand. This is not a one-night stand. This is like you're in a relationship with these people, and I just love that, not only with your challengers, but your coaches as well. Jen, I could go on. It's pages and pages and pages.
I know. I don't know if you guys saw Christine Dwyer, but my mind was blown. I love her. So to hear her share her story, I didn't know about her story. Now I know that Christine Dwyer has one half of the network in her downline in particular. That's how crazy big. So, but to hear her story and why she's so driven, I just loved her. One of the things she shared was how amateurs sell. And she put up a picture of like Shakeology and all these products and like these little eyes. And I was like, oh my God, you see it all the time on Facebook. You see it everywhere. So she said, amateurs sell, stop hiding behind the products. That goes all the way back to how I started with your story. Pros lead with the vision of what this has done in their life and what this could do in your life. So that's how pros are leading. That's how you guys are leading. That's what you want to be sharing about. And people are going to believe in what you believe in. They're going to follow your lead. So put those things out there.
Amy Silverman kind of said the same thing too when she was talking about your short story. She's like, all those little collages with all that writing all over it. Yeah, that's okay. But people want to see you. Just put a beautiful picture of your face and then put your story on it. And I was like, I love that so much. Like sometimes you have to like clean that stuff up because it looks too salesy.
Right. Totally. And one last thing is Alyssa Shoemaker talked about your vibe attracting your tribe. And I loved it. And so she pretty much said, you need to be talking to that one person. When you go to write a post, you're not thinking about, I'm just going to put a post out there. You're really thinking about your person who you want to attract. You're thinking about what she say, you know their age, you know if they're married, what their hobbies are, their fears, what do they enjoy, Where do they live? Where do they shop? What do they talk about? When are they on social media? When you know these things, you're talking directly to them. So you're not putting out a post at 2 p.m. and this person like me that I'm talking to would be early in the morning, probably lunchtime, and probably again in the evening, because that's kind of my schedule. And so I'm talking to her because that's when she's jumping on. She's a busy mom. So I'm thinking about, mid-20s to late 30s. I mean, you just really want to be thinking about your person. That's your vibe attracts your tribe. You're putting it out there and calling those people like you. What else? Does anybody have questions? I know we all have pages of notes, so I'm just skimming mine because I just have so many. Let's see here. One of the things, I don't know who said it. I don't know who said this, but they said the only way to fall in love with your business is to truly work your business. And I was just like, that's amazing. I've had moments, in the business where it's just like, oh, it's like tedious. And I've had moments like now where I'm just in love with it, just so excited. And so to truly work and dive into your business is when you fall in love with your business. Go ahead, Clarabelle.
I was just going to add, I think that another really huge part of Summit for me was listening to Shailene and how she talked about relationships and like how in order for us to be successful, we have to prioritize our personal relationships, and she basically just went into, if you can't take care of your personal relationships, like you're not gonna be able to take care of your business. And so I think that that's a really good, once these things become available, like on the back office and stuff, and some of these, I think I was told that some of them do become available. I don't remember.
Yes.
But I think that that's a really good one for everyone to watch, because I think that because we are so passionate about this and we do love this so much, I think sometimes we can get caught up in that and maybe, I know like for me, forget to take care of some personal relationships because I'm so caught up in Beachbody.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I was definitely, it was perfect too for me to sit there and hear that. And yes, she did, if you weren't there, get around to saying, just have more sex. Have more sex. Have more sex. It's like looking at my honey.
There's another side, like hers was more, I feel like your like family relationships or like your spouse. But then there was another takeaway that I had written down here about like your friends and the people that you're surrounding yourself with. And again, I can't remember who this was because I came in like halfway through her thing, but she said, are the people you surround yourself with lifting you up? If not, rip the Band-Aid and go. And I was like, wow, like that gave me chills, because I know there's certain people that are like, I almost feel my whole energy level just like go bleh when I'm around them. And so like sometimes it's hard, but I feel like sometimes when you're trying to build this business, sometimes you have to kind of take a step back from certain people too.
Yep, totally. I don't know that I heard that. Was that Shailene?
No, that was in our Success Club thing. The lady that talked about driving between 10 and 2.
Oh, yeah. Tracy Morrow.
Mm-hmm.
I have something to add.
Yeah.
I heard more than one coach, and I was telling my team about this, that they said that you're doing a disservice by not inviting to challenge groups or inviting to the coaching opportunity. A lot of my girls are having issues with being really shy, so I was telling them about that. So that's something that I took away from it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did too. And that is the absolute truth. If you're feeling shy or nervous or uncomfortable, think about what you have in your hands, whether it be the opportunity to help somebody lose 10 pounds, lose 50 pounds, learn how to eat clean, learn how to incorporate, drinking more water into their day. So whether it's something like that or with this business opportunity, really, you could bring somebody in within a matter of a couple of weeks. If they dove in, they can be making a couple $100s a week. I mean, that just grows based off the amount of people. That's what I always tell people. That's where you're going to set that, and I'm going to come alongside you. If you want to walk, we'll walk. If you want to run, we're going to run. You let me know, and that's what we're going to do. So yes, don't be afraid to offer that. And trust me, once you do, they're now watching you. So they now have their eyes on you to see how consistent you're going to be and where you are actually taking this. I do want to talk real quick about Team Cup because that's in August. Raise your hand if you're already on a cup. Yeah. Yes. If not, let's get you on a cup. It's going to be super fun. We're all going to divide up in teams of 5 and just like go at each other. No, we're going to just set little goals. We're just going to you're going to set a goal within your team and you're just going to work towards it. They're really, really super fun. And Beachbody's going to be giving out, I think it's like size apparel for this one, but the prizes are usually really fun and there's levels of prizes and you can get them all. So you can get the tier 1, 2, 3, you can get them all. So set a goal within your team and let's just have a lot of fun in August. And then, you know, after the Team Cup, I really want to start diving into, you know, learning about the leadership ladder. That was another one of my takeaways, but I didn't want to like bore you guys and go in there just yet because I'm doing my research too. But that was huge for me because, you know, we love helping people get to diamond and that's great and huge and wonderful. It really is. But once you get to diamond, like you get celebrated for the day, your team cycle bonus goes at $4 and then what? So team leader / diamond, if you ask me, is where it's at. So that's what I'm going to be working with my up and coming coaches to get to diamond team leader, because that means that I know that they have a certain amount of people achieving Success Club. They're making a certain amount of money. So we're going to go into that as a team. And I'm really super excited about it. We have less than a minute and you know, I got to grab a photo of all your beautiful faces really fast. And then I'll put the recording in the team page. All righty. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay! Thanks so much for showing up. We filled the call. I think eventually you might have to just like, I might have to upgrade. But for now we're good. So thanks so much for showing up. And thank you, Amber and Clarabelle and Sunday and Sam and somebody else, Crystal, for sharing your takeaways. All right, guys. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye, guys.